Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. We're back. If there are any questions, then we'll try to take them now. Very interesting, huh? I opened up this book and it's the first thing that I came across. This is called a dead leaf mantis. Allahu Akbar. Dead leaf mantis. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He created this animal or this insect, this being, this creature, with the ability to camouflage itself in its color, its shape, its texture, its size, and in its behavior to avoid predators trying to eat it, and also to deceive and trick prey that it's trying to eat. And that's beyond interesting, the creation of the heavens and the earth and all that is between the two. And what the Muslims believe and what the faith projectors believe. SubhanAllah, beyond interesting. The next page, more insects with the natural ability, quote unquote natural, the ability to camouflage themselves. How much has man benefited from camouflage? And then just look at this, exactly what we say, huh? It says, perhaps the exquisite taka lily, a black flower set in 3 white sepals at its base, embodies the rainforest allure. I was intrigued by the long lavender filaments trailing down from the petals of this beautiful but baffling flower. I inquired of a young scientist what purpose those whiskers serve. The answer spoke to all the strange and fabulous phenomena of the forest, for he replied, they reveal the imagination of God. See what I mean? What they think about Allah. Allah has infinite knowledge. What they say, what they believe, what we say, what we believe, what we know about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The more we study these things, inshallah, the closer we get to Allah, the higher our iman grows. And most people, 9 out of 10, not all, when they study science and biology and astrology, or obviously astrology is a problematic term, the universe, whether it be astronomy or astrology, and obviously they're connected, okay, physics, so on and so forth. And most of those people are the worst of atheists and the people of the greatest kufr, waliyadu billah. Butterflies. Beautiful. Amazing. MashaAllah. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Beyond interesting. And that's a long discussion in itself, right? How science, the facts, the wild, quote-unquote, nature, what it does for a Muslim, what it does for a kafir. And that's nothing strange. Allah tells us that the Quran is sent down, and there are those who are increased in iman. They're asked, Ayyukum zadatu, which one of you is increased in iman? And how the believers, they have yastabashirun, they have glad tidings. And as far as the others of the kuffar, waliyadu billah, and the mushrikun and the munafiqun, that it only makes their rijis, their filth, their doubts even worse. And they die in a state of kufr, waliyadu billah. We ask Allah for guidance. Khayr, inshallah. It says the emerald realm, earth's precious rainforest. Allahu Akbar. Khayr, inshallah. Question is coming from Melbourne, Australia. Initials SN. Assalamu alaikum Mufti. If my university is 28 kilometers away from my house and it is a completely different suburb with a different postcode, will I be able to shorten my prayers? And if so, will it be because of the distance or the fact that it is a different suburb? Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. To simplify things, you are allowed to shorten your prayers and combine your prayers to simplify the answer. And the reason why you're allowed to do that, according to this brief answer, is because it's a different postcode, it's a different city, it's a different town. You are traveling. You're leaving your home with the intention of going to another city or another town. As far as the technicalities, what the fuqaha of Islam of the past said regarding how far you have to go, the differences of opinion, then we've explained that in our explanation of Al-Lu'lu' Marjan and also Ad-Durr al-Bahiyya. with regards to what the scholars of Islam say when you can and cannot shorten and combine your prayers. If it was me, if I was traveling and I was going to a different postcode, a different town, a different suburb, I would shorten and combine my prayers. Wallahu ta'ala alam. Next question is coming from London, UK. Initials AS. When should the money for udhiyah be given? Is it straight after the 10 days start? That depends on you. What's important is that you slaughter during the days of Tashriq, the days of the Eid. That's your choice. That's your discretion. Don't wait till the last minute. Take the preparations. Wallahu ta'ala alam. Next question says, SC from Jamaica, Queens. I've heard saying La ilaha illallah before death grants Jannah. What if someone says it, but also adds Muhammad Rasulullah, will they be granted Jannah? You say La ilaha illallah as the hadith states. If a person dies saying La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, inshallah, same applies. Bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. Wallahu alam. FA London, UK. Hope you're well, Mufti. When you coming back to London? Barakallahu fikum. Hopefully soon enough, inshallah. We love you brothers and sisters in London. We love you brothers and sisters in the UK. With exceptions to a few. Huh? With exceptions to a few, huh? Wallahu ta'ala alam. As in Melbourne, Australia. Why do some of the scholars differ as to whether the Khawarij are Muslim or not? And what seems the most correct opinion regarding this? Barakallahu feek. Wa feekum barakallah. There are different reasons, such as the Khawarij denying and rejecting certain things. And from the things that some of the old, ancient, original Khawarij denied and rejected were hadiths, sunnah, intercession, and other things that are mentioned in the Quran and hadith. Why did they reject? How did they reject? Al-Muhim, they didn't accept it. Clear on that? Let alone the person just systematically going after the Muslims, killing the Muslims, slaughtering the Muslims, and leaving off the mushrikun. Okay, these are some of the reasons. As we said before, not to get too dramatic, the people today, there lies no doubt, they have an obsession and they have a fascination with Khawarij. And anyone that they want to deem or label Khariji, they do it. And I would bet my bottom dollar, wallahu alam, and obviously gambling is haram. It's a figure of speech for any fool to say, the brother is promoting gambling. He's calling the Muslims to gamble. I would bet my bottom dollar is that if you lined up 10 people that talk about Khariji, 10 of them, 9 out of 10 of them, would know the basic meaning or understanding of the word Khawarij, let alone their history, why they came, how they came. They wouldn't know the fiqh of what they're talking about. Most people are just parrots, rather worse than parrots. Balhum adal, right? They're just repeating stuff that they hear and they don't know what they're talking about. Allah musta'an. SN from Melbourne, Australia, or we mentioned that. Salama ibn Ayman, Opal, Poland. Assalamu alaikum Mufti. Salams for disciples in USA and around the world from brothers from Poland. Alaikum salam rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May Allah bless you guys in Poland. Ameen. Protect you guys. Keep you guys firm. Ameen. And inshallah ta'ala, if Allah wills, maybe one day we'll go to Poland. Make a trip to Poland and visit the disciples there. Stay strong, stay firm, stay fearless. MS from Dallas, Texas. What should a Muslim man do if he likes and wants to marry a non-Muslim woman? Well, me personally, I would advise a Muslim man to marry a Muslim woman, period. I would not advise a Muslim man in 2022 to marry a Christian or a Jewish wife, period. Is it haram? Didn't say that. Do I believe it's haram? Of course not. The lawful is what Allah made lawful, but I wouldn't advise with it unless it's a very, very tailored situation. Tailored situation in which the woman knows clearly, and she's a woman, an old-fashioned woman, a housemaker, a housewife, and she knows that the man is in charge The man is the leader. The man is the money maker. It's his house. It's his money. These are his children. I am obedient and submissive and subservient to my beloved husband. He's Muslim. She's not a Muslim yet. She says, I'm going to obey his rules. There's no pork in his household. There's no haram meat in his household. There's no this in his household. There's no that in his household. They're going to go to Jumu'ah. They do not go to church. She goes to church. She has a crucifix. But the children, Abdullah, Abdurrahman, Fatima, Karima, are Muslims. And if my husband dies, I'm not going to take him to the church or the synagogue. Understand? That's rare. You can barely agree, get along with a Muslim woman today with regards to hijab and salah and fajr and zabiha meat and this and that and so on and so forth. So just imagine you fighting over your children's identity. Huh? Adi billah. You know how scary that is? Imagine you dying, your children being raised as Christians. A'udhu billah. That's scary. Your children are confused. Your child's name is Khalil. Your daughter's name is Aisha, Jefferson or Jackson or whatever the last name is. They're half Muslim, half Christian. Eid, Christmas, Eid, Yom Kippur, or whatever the case may be. It's unreal. So the legislation of a man marrying a woman that isn't a Christian was the legislation for men that are real men. Men that are in charge, that are protectors, providers, maintainers, and that Islam is dominant. And there is nothing above or even equal or close to Islam. This is an Islamic household. As a non-Muslim, a Christian, a Jew, wife, you're more than welcome. You're my neighbor, my family, you're more than welcome to come to my house. You can have my food. That's halal. That's lawful. You can drink my juice. That's lawful. You're my guest. I can't violate you or disrespect you, but this is an Islamic household. Most Muslim men don't even run Islamic households with Muslim wives. So that's scary. So what's important is, if you want to marry a non-Muslim woman, it's lawful with conditions. In circumstances, it's lawful. It does exist. There are some people out there like that, even if they're the minority. And just tell her. And if you want to give her dawah for her to be a Muslim, then of course that's best. That's obligatory. And you liking her or she liking you, that can be an incentive for her to accept Islam. It doesn't mean she's a Muslim just because of you, but it's an incentive, no doubt about it. Wallahu ta'ala alam. Khair inshallah. Question is coming from Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Aki, this is Darusi, DC. When you coming to visit us one day? Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hopefully soon enough, inshallah. I'm waiting on the brothers to invite me again. It's been a while. Furqan and Buhaira, they haven't invited me back to DC or to that area, so I can't invite myself. Wallahu alam. AM from Schenectady, New York. You mentioned your mom when you were in UK. How is she doing? I don't have any parents. Alhamdulillah, my mother is well. May Allah bless you. She's good. Jazakallah khairan for asking. ZA, Salam Sheikh, where you coming from? TK, Guinea, Conakry. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. What is the path of memorization of hadith books, as in which to start with? Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. May Allah bless you and bless all the Muslims in Guinea. We've explained this many, many times before, in many classes, in many lectures, many, many sessions. What's important is you start off with a small book, an easy book, Umdat al-Ahkam. Try to memorize a hadith a day, 3 hadiths a day, 3 hadiths a day, 5 hadiths a day. And at the end of the week, you want to make a review of everything that you memorized throughout the week, and you want to teach those hadiths to others. And you do that for a month. And then the next month, you turn up from 3 to 6, 5 to 10. Wahakada. Wallahu a'lam. EM from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi. Sheikh, how should we respond when a non-Muslim says they love you platonically? Jazakallah khairan for the insect lesson and Q&A. Highly helpful. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. A non-Muslim who tells you that they love you, it depends on their relationship with that non-Muslim. You may have a non-Muslim that you're allowed to love. So there's nothing wrong with saying love you too. That's fine. Your mother, your brother, your sister, whatever the case may be. As far as a non-Muslim that you aren't allowed to love, then that's a different story. It's best to, say, oh man, smile, laugh, whatever the case may be. But for argument's sake, like you mentioned in the question, people just say, oh, I love you. They really don't mean it. It's just like, like, you all right with me, you cool. That's you know what I mean? You my man, I love you, man. Okay, that's one thing. And it doesn't mean that a person actually loves a person. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala surely knows best, and with him is all success. Guys, inshallah ta'ala, please don't forget, keep an eye out for the Way of the Disciple, which will be dropping very, very soon, inshallah ta'ala. You'll be able to buy the copy in person. You'll be able to buy a copy from online, from our website, and from Amazon, along with the limited edition version, which you'll find in my actual script, my sloppy chicken scratch handwriting. There'll be a limited amount of copies that you can possess the actual original manuscript that I wrote. Alhamdulillah, I didn't type it. I didn't use a typewriter. I wrote it by hand with a pencil, a number 2 pencil. That'll be available very soon. The Way of the Disciple. For brothers and sisters over the years that have been asking, how do I study? How do I memorize? What do I start with? Where do I go? Who do I sit with? How do I learn? How do I become a serious disciple? How do I become a serious student of knowledge? The Way of the Disciple is the long-awaited, is the overdue manifesto, personal memoir of myself with regards to my humble journey of studying overseas and studying in the United States, teaching overseas and teaching in the United States and other countries as well. The Way of the Disciple will be available very soon. Jazakumullahu khairan for all those who purchased the book. Of course, buying the book, not only are you helping yourself, not only are you getting the secrets, the techniques, but you're also helping us and supporting us to remain alive by Allah's permission, meaning with the ability to do the classes and to travel and do the things that we need to do. You're supporting the movement, you're supporting our cause, and we need that, we appreciate that, we respect that. Most importantly, you're getting the exclusive benefits. The benefits from my thoughts, my experiences are on paper for one of the first times, inshallah ta'ala. So come join us, and by Allah's permission, let's make history.